Good morning. Good morning. We are out in the garden this morning and we're going to up pot some okra this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hmm. Yeah, I'm coming out in the garden this morning. Well, I'm not really in the garden, but I'm out here up potting my okra because they're too tall in this right now. So we moving them up to the next stage so that they don't get root bound and not produce us any fruit from our labor. But I also was thinking about um how sometimes when you're trying to teach somebody something, the people you're trying to teach, it's not always easy for them to hear the things that you're saying. As a matter of fact, um most don't want to hear what you're saying, especially when they in the midst of going through um the thing that you're talking about. And most of them's first reaction is, I don't want to hear that shit. So it can be very frustrating when you're um, the one that's trying to tell them said right thing to do. And telling somebody the right thing to do is not always the easy thing to do, especially when you've done some of those wrong things that you now trying to let somebody else know that very thing that you did. You trying to prevent them from doing it, but you did it too. So they looking at you as if you ain't the one to be talking about anything after you did the same thing. So it can be challenging in a whole bunch of different ways. But one of the things you can keep in mind is that when you're trying to tell them and bring correction to these things is, and yes, this one right here is a little broken and crooked, but anybody that has grown okra before knows that an okra can heal itself in so many different ways. So even with it being broken like this, it can still have a great chance of surviving. But um, it's hard to speak to those things that you know you've done before yourself. But the object of the game is to let them know not to go down the same path that you did. You ever heard of that commercial that says you can learn a lot from a dummy? And you actually can. And I'm one of those dummies that try to prevent other people from going through the same situations that I've been through before because I already know where it's going to lead to. It's not going to lead to a good place. So I'm the one there screaming, I don't want you to go to that place. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. And what I have to do is respect when somebody don't want to hear. Doesn't mean that you don't say it to them. That you don't say it to them or let them know about the issue is that you can't stand around and expect them to get it ASAP. You have to let people get it in their own timing and do what it is that they feel is best for them. And when they get in that place of where things are getting a little bit harder, um, They'll get it. Sorry, y'all. My garbage truck is coming by at this time. So I'm going to mute. Okay, the garbage truck is gone now. And then I don't forgot what I was saying. But I know I was talking about how hard it is for people to hear you speak on a situation they going through at the time. And you can trust and believe you're not going to turn out to be the good guy. Um, in this situation, probably for a long, long time until they get it and realize that you're not actually beating them up. You trying to prevent them from going through the same heartache or same hardships that you've been through. And if you can only remember how it was for you to go through those situations, then you can just about imagine where they are in their process. So, you know, everything is a process. And I try to stay mindful. It doesn't mean that some of the things you're trying to teach them and some of the things that people say is won't hurt your feelings, but you learn to get over it and push past it and keep on doing what it is that you do. And hoping one day they'll realize that you was telling them the truth and you was looking out for their best interests. And sometimes you won't get it, they won't get it. Whatever way it is meant to be, it's gonna be. But should you not try to teach it to them? I don't think so. I think you should try your best and keep it pushing after that point. Um, so I try not to have any hard feelings about it. I try and drop it and leave it, but I do have feelings too. I love my family, but I don't love a lot of the things that they do. And I just happen to be the one that speak on those things that ain't gonna help you get anywhere but lower to the ground. So if I have to take a couple of punches to the gut or whatever for that situation, then that's exactly what I have to do. Um, and when the tide has changed and you see the difference in them, that is the part of the process where you can jump for joy when they finally get it. Um, is the best part of the process. But it take us all a minute to get to that point. So it's getting there. That's half of the struggle. But we are up potting some okra this morning. I've already did I did 30, 30 of them already. Um that you all didn't see me do, but I've already up potted some of my okra already, and they doing their thing. They trying to catch back up. They looking pitiful right about now, but they'll be okay. Part of the process. Okay, we took all our okra out of that. And then after we do the okra, I got this piece of sugar cane that I cut to send somebody some of the pieces off of this. I'm going to finish cutting it down and plant it and make some more sugar cane, um, just to go somewhere else in my yard. My kids ain't ready to really eat on no sugar cane yet, so I'm gonna break this down and plant the nodes in it and make some more plants and put it somewhere else in the yard. It makes pretty sugar cane. I love it. I ain't gonna even try and salvage this one. This one went way too far. Let's see who's ringing. Hello? Yes. Good morning, Kelly. I knew you couldn't hear me. I was on the phone with my daughter. She called in while I came on live, but I still thought I would be showing you all, you know, that I'm up potting the okra this morning. How you doing this morning? Good to see you. I was just telling my daughter. She's like, "What you doing, Ma?" I said, "I'm on live." And she was like, "Oh, well, let me let you go then." I didn't even tell her that I was on here um, talking to my people this morning. Okay, now this one want to act up right here and jump back out of the pot. I don't know what's up with this. You got to get back down in there. Oh, you did? You heard part of the podcast? Okay, she got it up on here. I need to go and share it. But this morning I was talking about how we try and help other people through processes that we done been through before, and sometimes it's hard for us to tell a person how to do the process that they going through, especially when they know that you done been through it before or you did the same thing. So it's like, and then they don't want to hear what you talking about. Child, like going on about your business. That's the way the process usually start out, you know. And then, you know, they get it together after a while when they realize that you're telling the truth. And so me, I realized a long time ago that our family has a lot of generational curses, and a lot of people are willing to sit by and watch them continue to happen. And I just know that I'm not one of those people that I can't sit by and watch it. And no matter how hard it is for me um, to talk to my family and stuff about it, some of them hate me, don't want to speak to me again in the life. Um, After a while, I get okay with it, and sometimes I have points where I'm not okay with it, um, because I love my family. But you know, being a truth teller ain't always an easy thing. It's not a job that a lot of people like. Y'all see, I done made a mistake and pulled out my okra, but that's okay. If it come out like that, you put it right on back in there. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Put it right on back in there. And as I'm up potting, it's getting fed and everything, because yes, this soil that I'm using has chicken poop in it. That everybody say, you say chicken poop every time you gardening, girl. I absolutely do, because that's my choice of fertilizer. Um, and my plants love it. And Miss Coffee was asking one morning, like, what happens if you use wood chips in your soil? Do you have to get rid of it? Nope. You don't have to get rid of your soil. You use it just like it is. The wood chips in your soil actually help your soil to stay loose, not getting hardened and everything. Good morning, Victoria. Yes, it is the best fertilizer, and it's free fertilizer coming straight from out of my chicken pen. Absolutely free. My chickens make it for me every day, all day, as long as I feed them. I need some chickens, just don't have room. Gotta wait till we get some land. Yeah, okay then. As long as you have a thought in your mind that that's where you want to go, Callie, I'll touch and agree on that. If you want some more property and some more land, put it on your vision board. It'll come. And God know what it is that you're hoping and wishing for and what you want to do with it. It is the same place that I started out in, and we not only started out, but we started with uh I started out in a townhouse. We went from a townhouse to 1 acre of land, and we moved from 1 acre of land to now we have 2 acres of land. So we all in the season of elevation. At least I know the people that's hanging out over here with us. We in the season of elevation. It doesn't matter what it looked like, how many tears we cry over here, whatever it is that we do over here. We in the season of elevation. So if you want it, Callie, keep putting it on the vision board, keep putting it on your prayer list and asking God for it. And whatever your heart desires, you can have it. They say most of us don't have because we ask not. Yep, I have chickens too and love gardening. Yes, and I was just telling my daughter, I was like, there's so many times that I can go live and and share everything that I do. But I said it when I first came on here, is like I like to be free when I'm gardening. And so free means I don't want to have to put on no bra, no none of that, none of that good stuff. I want to have on whatever it is that I have on, but I have to come on here and look halfway decent when I come on here. But this is not my reality of when I come out and actually be gardening. I come out and be very comfortable when I'm gardening. Yes, I do have on clothes, but I just don't have on all of the extra stuff that like hold you together, you know, not in a way like you would go out in public and everything. But Victoria, how many chickens do you have? I have chickens and I have pigs too. But we are, and I keep saying that I'm gonna go back in the back and show y'all the pigs, but I don't. Most of the time when I spend a lot of time out there, it's after I get all of this stuff up and growing really good, because this is where I plant that's where I plant my okra and tomatoes and stuff back in the back, um where there is free open land back there. So that's usually where I plant this stuff at. So when I start back going back there after I get these things up and growing like they supposed to, then I'll show y'all our pigs back there. And right now I didn't know my husband sold more of the pigs. So I went back there when we got feed the other day. And I see right now we only have three. So my husband been selling up some pigs. We started out with last year we had 12. So he sold all of them except for three of them, and two of them we usually don't get rid of them. We keep a boy and a girl. So if we want to mate them again and create more, then we do. Um and so right now we got one pig that's about 600 pounds. We got one girl that is about she could be about 200 or 300 pounds. And then we got a little one that is mm, maybe 75 pounds is the best. I only have four now. I have them for eggs, three hens and one bantam rooster. Okay then. Callie, right now, because we also use our chicken for our chicken. Um so right now I think we are down to around 30 or either 40, 30 to 40 chickens right now. I haven't counted them in a while, but um for a while we when we first started out, I had we had somewhere upwards of like 76 chickens. um and as we take them and have them um processed, you know the numbers dwindle down. And we got uh I think I have about four. We have the bantam roosters too. They so pretty with all of their colors on them and everything. But let me push it back down so you all can see what I'm my plants that I'm doing. But yeah, they actually, and then when the chickens, when I got some roosters that I'm slowly but surely getting rid of a lot of them, because when you have a lot of them, and when you have two boys in one pen together, all they do is fight all the time. Unless one of them realizes that I can't win, you can't win, child. You can't. Yeah. So he'll sit down somewhere and he'll refuse to fight with the other one because he know he ain't strong enough. I also have a I also have a rooster that is like 2 feet tall. That the chicken off of the cartoons. Um, you say you ready for Hill Garden? I know that's right, Callie. I got one of them chickens. On the cartoons they used to have the big white chicken that be on like Bugs Bunny, them kind of cartoons or whatever. He that kind of chicken that they can grow up to 3 feet tall. Even though I don't want to see no chicken that's 3 feet tall, because them not a chicken but a rooster that's that tall, because sometimes the rooster is the worst part of the chicken that you can have, because they be jumping at you when you go to put feed in there or whatever. And usually when we get them that be aggressive like that, most of the chickens are very mild mannered or whatever. But every now and then you get this one that they be real rude, and they don't care nothing about jumping on you or whatever when you go inside of that pen. Yes, I got Rhode Island Reds. Yes, I got Rhode Island Red, Moonlight, Majestic, and the one that they call just a regular meat bird. I have that one. Um, and then we've taken them and then put our own, breed two different ones together to see what it looked like. And we got two chickens that look like I think it's called a cockatoo, but you lift the back of their hair up, and it's like it's like the back of their hair is like a cockatoo or whatever. So my husband just be creating different kinds of chickens um with what we have here already. Some roosters are mean. My Bantam roosters is sweet. Yeah, we got a few of them that's real. I mean, real gentle. But then every now and then, you get them ones that we got one now that's back there that came out of the new chickens that I breeded, and it don't matter what you do. If you trying to give grass or whatever, this chicken is like he jumping and he aiming for your face whenever you try to go and give anything or do anything. There's like he see you approach the door, he already jumping up. Like, yeah, he definitely will be um he will be going on a trip, a vacation the next time we make that trip there. I live in Texas. I gotta have a coworker or two that have chickens and can get me some poop. um, yeah, Callie. What I actually do is like when my chickens start to get down lower. So like, I got me a incubator that I can do. I can do 100 eggs at one time. So usually, when the cool weather, right at the end, as the cool weather is starting to subside, we start taking our chicken eggs that we get and put them into the incubator, and we just put them in there, and date them, because they all hatch at different times, which give us a little bit more time to, like, get some in and out and not have so many at one time. But every year we make our own, we remake our own chickens. So yeah. So I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of them either. Where you live at, Cali, will they allow you to have chickens there in the place that you in? I mean, you don't need, when you only got like two or three of them. You don't need a whole bunch of space to initially start out. Out with them. It's like, for us, I have three chicken pens, and we in the process of building another one. Uh, as we speak. Well, we've been building on it for a minute. It's just I have so many other things that I'm doing right now. It's like we start on it, and sometimes it can be a project that's lasting for a whole year. Ain't got no time to jump back on it, and then it's like one day we'll just think about it and just like, let's just finish this chicken pen, and we'll finally get it done. But you know, as we grow things, kind of try to map it out, because though I've been gardening for a long time, I've never did it at this magnitude that I'm doing it at right now. Um, I've had big gardens before, but this one is by far the biggest I've ever had. This is the most animals that I've had. I've had pigs before, never had the chickens before, so I actually want a goat. I've been saying I'm gonna get me a goat now for a while. Um, the silkies. If you in my video when it first comes on, you can see my husband in one of the pictures. We had the silkies with the wig, with the look like they wear wigs. Those are actually, they're cute. It was an all black silky. We had a hurricane here, and in the hurricane, that was when we left for the hurricane and went somewhere. But that's the year that our chickens did not make it through that storm. So yeah, that was kind of messed up that happened. But yeah, we lost our silkies like that, and they used to follow my husband everywhere he go. I mean, wherever he walked around, and if he sat down somewhere, they jump in his lap and just sit on his lap or on his shoulders like they was, little birds. My neighbors probably wouldn't appreciate it. If you Callie, you can get only don't get the roosters. Just get you three hens or four hens. Don't get the rooster. The rooster is the one that and around here, I mean, if you just listen to the sounds around here, out here, everybody has chickens, because they have roosters and everything, because all they do all day long is spend time talking to each other. You can hear the roosters over probably two or three streets over. You hear my roosters make a noise, and then you hear the roosters three streets over making a noise. Then you hear my chickens make a noise. Then you may hear the neighbors next door rooster make a noise, but they all talking to each other all the time. um, do you start your okra from seed outside? Um, yes, I started. Actually, I started these okra that I have right now. Um, about a week and a half. I think it's been about a week and a half. It could have been 2 weeks. No, it hasn't been 2 weeks. It's almost 2 weeks now. But yeah, these okras came from um my okra that I grew last season. I saved my seeds. I saved my seeds from the year prior, and I grow from my own seeds. I haven't bought okra seeds in forever and a day. The ones I create here are more than sufficient enough, and I have 100% germination every time I plant. And I got the seeds that I love the way that these grow, which is they are I have the let me say it right, the gumbo jumbo brand. We don't never let them grow to their full size, because the longer okra grow, the they can sometimes be hard and you can't do nothing with them but use the seeds out of them. So we try to get them right before they reach that stage of it, getting so hard and crispy like that. But we don't get a whole bunch of opportunities to let our okra go, because our kids come home every single day during this season, and they want to eat fried okra and tomatoes every day when they come home from school. So, you know, we don't give away too many okra and tomatoes, because our kids actually love those things. So yeah, our silkies died in a storm in one of the hurricanes that's here. Cause anything about Florida, we good for having a storm. But I don't think I finished what I was saying about Miss Coffee asking about the mulch. When you use mulch from the season before and it gets into your soil, it breaks itself down and eventually turns into more soil for your plants. It keep your soil aerated, not getting hard and clumped up, making for a much better root system on your plants and everything. So I love adding mulch. I never take the mulch out of my plants. And I know if you can look in some of these in some of my plants, and you can see that right on top of it, you see all of that mulch in there mixed in with the soil, and eventually it breaks down. I have leaves and all of that good stuff added in there. So, you know, it works out. You don't have to worry about the mulch. And I am going to grab me some clippers so that I can break down this sugar cane, so I can get some of them planted and going. And the kind of sugar cane that I have, and yeah, y'all, I said too, I don't label any of my stuff. I just kind of know what it is. And what I don't know what it is, we'll wait till it start growing, and then we'll mess around and find out. uh yeah, I started out with that, but I do gardening because it's something that helped clear my mind and give me something to do. And when I'm doing it, I don't need no part of it that's going to give me any stress or anything. This is my stress reliever. So I don't come out here to add any stress to myself. And I'm one that I tend to like things to be perfect. And so perfect is something my mom tried to be. Um and there's no such thing as perfect in this world. You can sure aim and strive for it, but if you're striving for perfection and you're destroying everything around you while aiming for perfection, You just fighting against your own self. So the things that I can alleviate and not um try and do those things because I come from the ups and downs of OCD, and I have fought a long time to get where I was. In some situations, I was not able to. I was put in positions that I couldn't do anything. I just had to sit by and watch things go down. But I wanted perfection so bad that it was overwhelming at one point, and I learned it from my mom. So, um, you know, trying to fight against those things. So I definitely had ups and downs. I had times where my house stayed perfect at one time, but then there's another time I was going through mentally. I wasn't able to keep things perfect. And I always thought that when people come over to your house, like everything's supposed to be perfect. But when you're trying to be perfect and you have kids, you will mess up your kids' life trying to keep things to perfection. So I always told God that I never wanted to do the things to my kids that was done to me. I wanted them to enjoy their house and everything. And I'm not telling you that it was an easy thing for me because I spent a lot of days off to myself crying just to walk through my house and just like see kids' toys and stuff. Um, Laying around and imagine trying to live in a perfect world with 14 children. Um, I remember little shows and stuff used to come on like Meet the Duggars, those kinds of shows and everything, and you see that and you're just like, oh, I can be perfect like those, and then it doesn't hit you in your head that no, these people have ups and downs like you do until, and then when it finally came out that yeah, these people got more a whole lot more issues going on than what they showing here on this TV. While I'm looking at them as an example of how a house or a family should or could be ran. Yeah, just try not to put too much weight on you. I want to ultimately, right now, I feel like I'm not in the place where I want to be, but I'm definitely in a place of where I'm better at what I do. There's still things I want done in a certain way. I still bleach my counters and all of that. I'm not so crazy with the bleach like I used to be before, but I still use a whole lot of bleach on everything. Sanitize everything down at nighttime. Mop my floors with bleach. But there's a lot of things that get on my nerve too. Um, but I deal with them as they come, and I also recognize that they are there. Those things are there to help me through and help me not go back to that place of where I was before. So yes, Victoria, gardening is my therapy. I can tell you, and that's why I say I like to come on here and share and be with people, but like I am at when I'm out in the garden, I don't need to talk to anybody. I don't need to say anything. And I just feel rude that if I come on here and just turn the camera on and let you all see a day of me out in the garden, and there would be no conversation or saying much of anything because that's who I really am. When I come outside in the garden, I don't say anything to anybody except for the occasion I come outside and then I turn around and I'll see my husband standing standing out the back door, just standing there watching me to see if I'm okay, or something like that. Um, I'll turn around and see him, but a lot of times I don't. I don't even see him when he come out. and check sometimes because I'm so into my zone when I'm out here. It's so peaceful. Sometimes I listen to other people on YouTube. Um, but I do everything except for talk. Sometimes I put on headphones and I listen to music. I'm a singer. I love to sing. I love music. So sometimes I'm out here and my neighbors say I be entertaining them when I'm out here singing to myself. Yeah, John and Kate plus eight. So you remember those shows? They make everything look like it's so easy and to perfection. And honey, then you realize because John and Kate plus eight, and the Duggars, we all found out later on that they had hell going on in the background. So much hell that and they were all supposed to be reality shows, but none of that stuff has anything to do with reality because reality will show you that everybody got some sort of issue. There is no such thing as perfection, especially when you're trying to raise kids. It's impossible. No, I don't believe that as far as I can throw it. Um, but I had to find out because I really thought that those people were perfection, especially when you didn't see it when you was growing up. You just thought this is really how my mom should have been towards me, or this is how things really should have been. And that's why you have to be careful about what you wishing for and what you hoping for. Exactly. In summer, I don't even wear shoes, garden. It's peaceful. You know what? I can't do the now that's one of my things, Victoria, that I wish that I could walk around with no shoes on. I can't even do it inside the house. I have to have on shoes. Even I got a pair of slides that I always keep a pair of slides that I just stick my foot inside of them. And that's according to what kind of work that I'm doing. I do put on tennis shoes every now and then, but tennis shoes is not my thing. I don't even buy myself tennis shoes or anything, but my kids do. If they're gonna buy me a gift or something, they'll go and buy me new shoes. My daughter bought me a pair of Air Nikes one year. I done had those Air Nikes now for I think about 3 years, and they still look like they just came out of the box. I really don't wear them like that. So my daughter be like, "You bought another pair of those shoes?" I'm like, "No, I ain't bought another pair of them shoes. These the same shoes that I've been had. It's just I don't put on this stuff unless like I gotta be going outside my yard and not necessarily just outside of my yard. I gotta be going to have a day with a friend or something like that to even get dressed up. Cause honey, you can catch me at the grocery store and I'll be ashy from head to toe and don't give a dang who be there or whatever. Don't put no lotion on. Cause when I go to this store and I come back, I'm coming back and go right back in my garden. Ain't nobody got time to be doing all of that extra stuff. So um it is what it is. um yeah, and especially if I'm running to a store or something to grab something that I need to do for the garden, especially like Home Depot or something like that. And right now what I'm doing is I'm putting water inside of one of my planters, and I'm letting the plant soak the water up from the bottom. I'm just taking and sitting them inside of this water tray right here that I have water in, and then just let it absorb the water from the bottom instead of pouring the water into the plant, and just let it sit there for a little bit and absorb whatever it's gonna absorb and move it right along. So there you go. It's sitting there, and it's absorbing its water. It's taking its drink for the day. Hey, Mama Global. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of gardening this morning and chatting with everybody about the what I do out here in the garden. Um, Too, I like to say I know. I when I first came on here, I told everybody that this was um this was a safe place to come and cry, even though I'm not comfortable with the crying and everything. But sometimes I hit a button and I try and stay in that happy place. And all the time it does not work. Sometimes it just creep up on you according to what you talking about. And I try to talk about it in the easiest way that I can. Um Without getting so deep about it, but sometimes it just hits you in the real truth. Just like pop out, you coming on here trying to give only just like a little bit of what you're going through, and sometimes it gets so heavy for you. And I never intend for it to get that heavy, but I did tell myself that I was going to come on here and talk about the things that I go through in life. And sometimes it's hard to keep that promise to myself because I don't want to share anything. I don't want to share. And especially I've been taught my whole life is that what go on in this house stays in this house. And that's why in some people houses, that's why stuff stay in hell like it do, because we so busy trying to keep up with that what goes on in this house stay in this house. And that's why a lot of our lives in chaos and hell, because you don't want to talk to nobody about it. You don't want nobody to know you're going through it. And then you mess around and talk to somebody and you find out they got the same shit going on in their house that you do over to yours. And sometimes that can be your release to find out what it is that I can do different about it, just to get an idea, of how to move past that place. Good morning, Tasha Speaks. How you doing today? Um, so if you put them out this early, the frost don't kill them. It was a frost here in Tennessee this morning. Victoria, over here in Florida, honey, you don't never know what you gonna get. It's like a box of chocolate over here. I say over here in Florida, one it can be like yesterday. We was in the 40s yesterday, and as the day went on, it kept getting cooler and cooler and cooler. This morning it started out, and we probably was in the 50s this morning. Yesterday the wind was blowing like no tomorrow, like we was in Kansas or something. But this is the only place you can have winter in the middle of summer and summer in the middle of winter. Like today, it's freezing cold. Saturday, we supposed to be in the 80s. Now I'm gonna enjoy Saturday. Um, I'm gonna enjoy Saturday. Getting out here and being able to feel the heat on the back of my neck when I come out here. But it does nothing to. I can go and show you the plants that I had out here yesterday, and I said yesterday it was in the 40s. I bought my plants out yesterday morning, and they stayed out here all night. And which sometimes, like after me and Mama Global did the interview last night, which y'all should go and check out if you didn't already. She has it posted on her page already. I'm going to share it over here, but it's Global Empire Entertainment. We did an interview last night. After I finished with the interview, I always say after I cry or whatever, I don't have a lot of energy left in me. After that, I'm really tired, I'm really sleepy or whatever. And I'm surprised that I feel rejuvenated this morning, because usually after I have a day of crying, it's like I get up in the morning, get my kids out for school, and sometimes I'll go and lay back down, and then my day will start late. But I got up this morning and I feel good. I'm all smiles. I'm chilling. And I felt like coming out and immediately getting started with getting my little plants to their next stage in their life. So that's a change that I noticed. Talking can be therapeutic for some. It absolutely can. And I know there's some people don't understand the things that I'm saying because I don't tell the whole story of what I'm going through. Eventually I will get to that place, but I feel like I just don't want to give all the details of it right now, which makes people not truly understand where I'm absolutely coming from or whatever. But I had somebody who came on here and they was like, they know who the problem is, that I'm the problem because I'm having problems with everybody in my family. But and sometimes when I get comments and stuff like that, because I do read, well, I try to read all the comments that come across on my list. And I can't necessarily say that I can, because some of my comments on my videos, I got thousands of comments. Um, and I can't read all of them, and I try to respond to them. And some of them I just feel like, because I definitely have it on the inside of me, I'd be feeling like cussing somebody out. And and it sometimes I'll be typing the words to cuss them out and go off on them. And then YouTube reminds me, you can't use that word, so you better sit down somewhere. And then it brings me back down to, okay, don't give these people that kind of energy. So I had somebody who called me toxic the other day, and those kind of people, um dismissed. Take your ass somewhere else where they ain't toxic. So if this a place over here toxic, and if you over here and you come through and you hear me saying these words, yeah, I said it. Take your ass somewhere else since I'm toxic over here, because I wouldn't want to teach anybody anything toxic. So that's not what I'm about over here. So anytime you in a place where somebody teaching you toxicity, go somewhere else. I don't want to teach it to you, and I don't want you to be around me if that's what you think I'm teaching to you. So, and if you can't respect that, then I know how to hit that button where I block your ass forever. Okay. So, I'm not about the toxic life over here. So, um, and I don't want to give too much energy to those ones who are attacking me. I don't have people tell me, um, I'm hating on my mama, or either I'm trying to be like Peach McIntyre. No, nothing. No, where Peach McIntyre got a story, there's billions upon billions of people that have a story that's a lot similar to her story. um I found out about Peach McIntyre because one time I was watching one of VS Icon's videos, and she spoke on Peach McIntyre, which made me go over there and see her. And ever since then, yeah, I can connect with some of the things that she's saying, and I can respect where she is in her process. I also support her mom too. So, I'm definitely not about teaching toxicity though. Not at all. Um, some here sort of from 10 degrees to 60 in a few. Ooh, yeah, we be over here complaining complaining about this weather, because over here in Florida, us Florida folks, when it get to hitting 40 and the 30s and stuff over here, honey, you think it's snowing over here. Us Floridians don't we don't take too kindly to them them low numbers and stuff. But you know what, I've even discovered that when I go and visit my sister, and she in Virginia, um her 60 degrees ain't the same 60 degrees that we experience here in Florida. No, that's a different kind of 60 degrees over there. So I'm like, you said 60s. I need a whole coat over here for the 60s that y'all have going on over here. This ain't the kind of 60s that I'm used to. Um, I'm so happy. I was hoping it wasn't too draining. No, it wasn't. That it was not draining. I actually had people was texting me in the background and giving me encouragement when they can hear that I was going to a place of tears. And I actually I released a lot of videos on here, and I never go back and watch them because it's more painful for me to go back and watch the story, but I can tell the story over and over again. And yes, I want to tell the story until the story no longer brings about tears. I want to gain power and strength from every time I tell the story, and especially in knowing that I'm encouraging another woman or man or child that what happened to you when you was 4, 5, 6, in those young ages, most likely it's happening by somebody that's a lot older than you are. So to don't internalize those things, and most of all, find you somebody to tell. It's not the secret to keep. Um, there's a lot of times I hear people holding conversations and they like tell their friend, their best friend, um, about those things. And the way that I look at it and say, because I've been one in the position, I don't know what anybody else's outlook on this would be, but I also think that if somebody's telling you a secret about even if they your best friend, if they telling you a secret about like their dad touching them or another family member or something that's touching them, I don't think that's a secret that you keep, because the longer you keep the secret, you're not protecting the person that is happening to. You're actually protecting the person that is doing the things that they doing and causing more damage. Um Absolutely every family has problems. There's not one that does not have them, but those illusions can definitely um be created. Hey, chicken poo. I love it, Karina. You can call me chicken poo. That is too funny. Hey, chicken poo. She says she playing. That's all right. That is funny. We all have a story. It takes courage to speak publicly on it and help others. Absolutely, it do. When I first came on here, I thought that I was gonna more so stick around the gardening. But I definitely knew I had some things that I wanted to talk about on here, but I didn't think that I would be talking about the things that I do talk about right now. And you know what? When you give when you give your page to God and say, okay, you lead me in what it is that I'm supposed to be talking about on here. And as I get more and more comfortable with it, I'll I'll get more in depth into those things. But I'm in the midst of my process. And if you want to come along with me on this process, continue to walk along with me. Check in every now and then. Um, we all have stories, and it takes courage to speak publicly. Okay, then I read that one. You held it together. I knew it was triggering, though. It absolutely was. And I'm telling you, Mama Global, that one song that you played in the midst of one of the commercials of the interview, I know you could hear me sobbing in the background. That song, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was a song that I knew that song was speaking to me. It spoke volumes. So during that commercial, you gave me a chance to break down and come back again. Full strength. And I have to go and I'm actually, the next thing you know, honey, I'm gonna be singing that song. That is That is a powerful song, and I can't even tell you what the name of that song is, but I know her. I think her name is Lorraine. I think you said her name was, but I can go back to it in that video and I can listen to that song, and I'm telling you that song spoke volumes to me. Thank you for that commercial break. um, I'm trying to buy a small box of chicken poo. You try to buy a small box of chicken poo. You know what? The only thing is about that is when you dealing with these. Let me set this camera up higher, cause the only problem is with that is when you dealing with the mailing system. That stuff. That's when the stuff it get up there in price. And I'm like, gee whiz, these prices are absolutely crazy. Let me let me show you something that I sent. You see these little nodes that's on here? This is what grows. Let me turn it off to the side so you can kind of see the node poking out a little bit. Can you see that little node, that little knob that's sticking out right there? Let me find a bigger one. There's another one that's right there. It's like a, you see that little knot that's poking out? That little knot is what makes more sugar cane. And you can see my purple sugar cane in some of the pictures that I took. You literally take, I'm gonna actually get my clippers so you can see me clip this down so you can understand. I sent somebody 4 nodes off of this right here, and I'm gonna show you how small the nodes was, and then I'll tell you how much it costs to send one piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces of this right here that probably didn't even weigh 1 pound. But I'll be right back. Let me go and get my clippers so you all can see. Okay, y'all, I is back and I bought a surprise with me when I came. Do y'all see this? I done went over there to go and get my clippers, and my husband done cut the bananas from the banana tree. See that? Well, it's about, there's about 60, 70 bananas on here. And he say he cut them because I don't know if you can see that they're starting to split right there. So he don't want them to start ruining. So he cut the bananas off. We got bananas, baby. Okay. So um any results for the potatoes you planted the other day? The potatoes is slow moving because First, you got to get them from up under the ground. And I'm about to come out of this jacket because it is warming up a little bit out here. And I've been looking at them. But to see whenever I'm going to get the first peek so I can show you all together. But let me show you how we cut this Gilligan's Island. Kareen, you is fun. You are too funny. You make me laugh every time you come on here. I can be the saddest thing ever, and you be on here ready on go. But that chicken poo, girl. um, but see, I cut that off, and this will be my next piece. Now you see how little that is? This is one node right here. And I would simply, I'm going to tell you what I did. I cut 4 of these pieces. You see I'm clipping off this part of it. And this is parts of it that you can eat. That piece that I just cut off of there right there is usually be something that my kids will take and then they'll chew it up. It is sugar cane. So I would my kids would usually eat that, but I'm using this to make more sugar cane. So you see, that's another node right there. That's 3. Now I'm going to show you, because the person that I sent these nodes to the other day, this is what I sent them. Do you see that? This is all that I sent to them. Those people just hating and mad they don't have a platform. And Tasha Speaks, that's the way that I try and see it. That's on here, but you know, I'm human just like everybody else, and my first thing that come up in my mind is cuss them out and going on about your business, because that sounds like something that I would do in the real world, but I have to understand too. I ain't got time to be arguing with these people that's gonna be computers to me. They are representation of the computer. They don't have no face or no nothing on here. They just a avatar, and that's kind of how I have to look at it, you know. But you got ignorant people right in your face, behind your back, whatever it may be. So I have to, you know, I haven't been on here that long, and so I'm learning just like everybody else is. I'm no professional. I don't know what the hell I'm doing half of the time. I'm just on here talking what I know how to do easily. So, okay, you see this is 4 nodes. It cost me $15 to send just 4 of these to somebody. So this is a lot. Now, when I first started growing this purple sugar cane, this is what I paid $12 for this one little piece. One piece. It was smaller than this, but I paid $12 for one piece. Purple sugar cane is very expensive, especially when you're dealing with the mailing system. It can get very pricey. So, and I'm saying pricey because, and yes, when I started out because I wanted to get certain things done. So it didn't bother me that I'm paying $12 for one piece of sugar cane, as small as this right here. Literally one piece. I ordered it offline. And so I still feel the same way as when I'm sending somebody something as little as this. I can't even imagine charging somebody that, but it is what it, and then you can't send it just like this. You have to put You have to put a little soil with it so that it can start the root system and everything before it gets there. But I right now am more comfortable with selling them here and to my neighbors and stuff like that, because then you can take away the mailing system part of it or whatever. And even I give away a whole lot of stuff. So, you know, you just it's a lot of growing that I have to do, and not always being so considerate. I love being considerate of people because I want people to be considerate of me, but sometimes I overdo it. So just know that purple sugar cane, if you get a good deal on it, if you got somebody who's selling it and they're asking for you to pay $12, just know the mailing system the mailing system is ripping them off more than than you could ever rip them off, because in the end you ultimately probably get about $3 out of the deal if you charging $12 for a piece of this. So um if you blessed enough to get the purple sugar cane, just know that the mailing system got your money, not the person that's actually selling it to you. But it does grow beautiful. I have pictures, and it's almost like a plant. It is so pretty in its color and everything. So I'm just taking the part that I cut down on and left over. And if I could have, I would have sent her the whole thing, but I just knew the mailing system was gonna click me over my head. So now that I went there and had the experience, I absolutely know it's not unreasonable to say one of these will cost you somewhere between 12 and 15 books just for the one. So, but I'm going to plant these today. And what I'm going to do is in this little pot, I'm going to put me one in every corner. And all I needed to do is start the rooting system. And once the rooting system starts, I can take them right back out of here and put them individually in their own place. And before you know it, I will have a whole lot more sugar cane, especially the heat is coming. Um, this sugar cane is gonna be on and popping, and this the same time that of the year that I started mine. I got that first little piece, and it had the little roots on it. My husband babysitted until it growed up like a little baby, and we got them out there. And we have since, we have 3 areas that we have this sugar cane in already. But you know what? It can't hurt to have more, because what I actually want to do is eventually have enough where we get the machine and we press our own and make our own sugar and stuff like that. I got big dreams. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to do all of that, but that's what one of my dreams is, because it's a lot of stuff I don't want to have to buy from the store no more. And you do understand that this sugar and stuff that they making in the store today is not none of the stuff that our parents had back in the days when all the good stuff was out. We getting this processed, God knows what we getting out of the stores or whatever. But hey, growing with Hudson, how you doing today? And here I am. I'm talking about the sugar cane. Growing with Hudson is the one that actually got the sugar cane. I've been learning so much. Thank you. Yeah, growing with Hudson she be doing them seeds. But over here, growing with Hudson, she like growing a whole bunch of different things. And I absolutely love that about her channel. Um, over here though, even though I know some of the plants I know it got like medicinal, if I say it that right, um, properties to it and everything. And I just ain't got into that type of stuff yet. But what I'm into, my husband say anything that grow food, grow it. So right now we even in the midst of, he's like wanting to get rid of certain trees that's in the yard or whatever. It's like, if it don't grow food, we don't need it. So that's kind of where we are now. My kids into let me get some, can I get these kind of seeds, Mom? And they want to grow pretty flowers and stuff. And as long as they want to grow something, go ahead and let them grow. That thing will turn into yeah, I'm over here touching on this computer and stuff, and I'll wipe my own self out of the out of the out of the own live. So um well, let's see. Um it's definitely worth it. People charge a lot. Yeah, when I first bought the sugar cane growing with Hudson, I was telling my husband, I say, do you see this little bitty thing that we paid $12 for? And I didn't understand it. I didn't. So I was laughing and whatever, but I was still glad to have had it. But in my mind, I definitely wasn't thinking that. But what made me think about that right there was Karina. Listen, I keep saying, is it? I call you Karina, but I see your name is Korean. I think it is. Um, she was saying that she want a box of chicken poop, and I would love to give you a box of chicken poop. But can you imagine if I paid for this right here a little bit, 4 nodes of sugar cane with a little bit of soil in a sandwich bag that I didn't even fill up halfway? It costs $15. Um, can you imagine what a box of chicken poop? Mailing a box of chicken poop to somebody, how much they gonna charge you? They gonna beat you over the head with that. Um, oh, you're doing editing this morning. Thank you so much. I'll be over there soon. Uh, that's right. Um, yeah, grandma husband, what you say? Come back to the light. Yeah, I swiped my hand across the mouse pad, and before I knew it, I swiped my own self right on up out of here. Yeah, growing with Hudson is good over there. She down to earth and everything. Don't make you feel crazy for sitting over there in her chat, and you can ask questions. And if you want to grow a page, she'll help you grow your page. So yeah, great place to be. And over here, if any of y'all are wanting to start a page, let us know. Then we can put it in the chat and we can let you all know, help you grow up. You know, it's what you want to do. And maybe we'll be the same people over there supporting you, to help you get your thing up. A lot of people come on here and you just don't know what you're gonna say and what you're gonna do. When you come on here, it eventually you'll run into the reason why you're supposed to be on here. That chicken poop is gold. The postage just went up again. Oh, it went up again today. Wow. Yeah, so it's like I don't know if there's a way to get those prices down some, but it is so expensive to send something, and then you got to think along the way, how am I going to make my profit out of it? If the mailing system getting so much. Okay, so I got my 4 nodes inside of this one flower pot, which I'm gonna do more because I still got this whole piece of sugar cane that I want to take, get all the nodes off of it and get them planted today. So eventually I will be planting some more nodes when I go to plant my okra and tomatoes in the back. I will put these around my property line. And I never mind that when somebody trying to get some of it. that I'll go and cut another piece off. But me, I'll be treating my plants. I'll be treating my plants like little babies, and then I'll be standing out there. And I was like asking my husband, which one should I cut? It's like I love all of them because they grow like a little hairy top on the top of them. Um, that I just that's my favorite part of the sugar cane. The sugar cane plant is just how it grow, and it's very it's pretty to the eye. Looking at it grow. So when I get ready to cut, when I'll be like in turmoil trying to cut my babies down, but you know that's what they meant for, to be able to you know harvest them and make more things. So that's 2 pots that I have with 8 nodes in it. Now I'm think I'm gonna end up with about 12 pieces, which is pretty good. Even after I done gave somebody some of this one. Now this thing, I like this, one of the things that I like my husband to cut up right here, because these things ain't the easiest thing to cut. And it takes some hand muscle to get through it. You see that node poking out right there on the side? I know y'all can see that one right there. It's sticking out real far. Let me see. Move it to that side right there. You see that little node sticking out, poking out right there on that side? Yeah. That's where your sugar cane starts to grow, from that part right there. So do you ever experience snake? Who do I? Yes, I absolutely do experience. I told you in the back I got I have like a platform garden up in the back where you go up these stairs. And one day I was walking up the stairs back there to go up to the garden, because I got flower beds up there. And honey, I was walking up there and I seen that black snake slithering across there. And honey, that was a wrap for the day. That's why they call us the high class gardeners over here, because we don't do snakes, worms, and no bugs and none of that stuff right there. And honey, when I see a snake, I don't care if it's 6 o'clock in the morning. If that snake up there at 6 o'clock in the morning, the garden is done for the day. Ain't no more gardening, because my nerve gonna be so bad, and I'm gonna be looking for that snake all day. And even on the next day when I go back out there. But I don't do the snakes and stuff. No way. Unless I know my husband done went out there and got rid of him or something. Mm-mm. I can't do the snake thing. I ain't got time to be. And one day I turned around and I was tending to my strawberry plants, and looked in the back of me, and a black snake was walking right behind me. The day over with. I ain't playing. I ain't doing nothing else. The garden can die today if it want to. I can't. I don't do all that. No, I'm scared of snakes and everything. Even one day, I was digging in the garden. I was digging up. Taking my. I have some garden rings that I had last year. I grew sweet potatoes inside of garden rings and stuff like that. And I went to when after I'm done with them, I go and retrieve my soil back to reuse it. After it grow grass all over the top of it and everything, I pull the grass and then I retrieve my soil, which is some of the soil that I'm working with right now that I retrieved from one of my garden beds. I went to dig down in it to get a scoop of soil from out of there. And when I picked this shovel up, honey, it had half of a snake on there. And his tail was just like kicking around, honey. I almost threw that shovel and the snake and everything over into the neighbor's yard. I ain't got. And yes, I said I made a mistake and chopped the snake in half. And somebody else say you made a mistake, honey. That was a great mistake. Yes, I made a mistake and do it, because ain't no way in the world that I'd have been standing there trying to chop no steak. And honey, there's time to run when that happened. So yes, every now and then I do run into those type of things. Oh hell no, Karina. I don't chop no snakes, not on purpose. No way. I ain't got time to be playing with the devil like that. You showed us your garden ring. I never seen one. Um yeah, I think I showed you one the other day that I had went and got from over there. But yeah, I I have several garden rings, but right now what I did was I took those garden rings and instead of using them for those things now, I have a lot of fruit trees and stuff that like I got apple trees. I think I got like actually there's an apple tree right here behind me. It's I don't know if you can see it that good, but if you look right there, wait a minute. Let me move over just a little bit so you can see it because it's kind of hiding behind that tree right there. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to it. But anyways, there's an apple tree. There's an apple tree that's right there behind this tree. Behind this tree that's right there. I have apple trees, peach tree, um, a lemon tree, grapefruit, blood orange. Um, I got this tree. I forget what you call it, but it grow like these little tiny limes on it. I forget the name of it. I also have mangoes, but I took those rings and I put them around those fruit trees that I had, and I think I had like I think I have like seven of them. One of them that I'm not using right now is just like sitting there, but I take it and put it around my trees because I like to keep mulch around, and mulch feeds your plant. That's also my way of putting sprinkling the chicken poop around the top of it and rinse it down and let it flow through the mulch and everything. It's just like I got a little system that I do, but I like it better that I have the rings wrapped around the trees. Let me see, can I show you just a little bit of one of my trees or stuff that have the garden ring around it? Let's see. You see, there's one of them right there. It has the garden ring around the bottom of the plant, the trees. But that's kind of what I do with them. I don't use them for the gardening and stuff like that anymore. When are you going to do a garden tour video? I'm gonna do one real soon. Like I said, growing with Hudson, I um I just told him not long ago that I love coming out here, and when I'm in the garden, I usually don't. When I'm out here doing stuff in the garden, right? I don't like having on no bra and no none of that stuff. It's like I am very free when I'm out here in my garden. I ain't ashamed to say it. I've been said it a long time ago, but it's like when I start videoing and stuff like that, then I have to take myself out of my comfort zone of the way that I like to do things or whatever. And so, you know, I have to have my days of like, come on, girl, put you on some clothes and go ahead, go ahead and do your thing. So I'm gonna do it for y'all one of these days. Give y'all a warranty. And you know what? What I think I'm gonna do is when I get ready to put these okra and the tomatoes and stuff into the ground and everything, once I get that stuff set up, then that's when I'm gonna take you on a garden tour with me, show you when I get ready to put all these plants, because right now I got 72 okras that have to be planted. 72 okra plants so far that got to be planted, and these are not the only ones that I'm gonna plant. After I finish doing these right here, I will start another 72. Last year I did 150 okra plants. So right now I'm only at half of what I'm looking to grow. So I will start the process over again after I do these right here. And so as I go and do that, I'll take y'all along the journey with me so you can see the garden tour at that point. Um I don't show myself a lot of times on my videos. Yeah, I definitely love the comfort zone of just being out here and being free. And that's part of doing gardening, is being free and doing what it is that you actually love to do. So and if that means that you don't come on here and share everything, then that just means that you don't come on here and share everything that it is um that you're doing. So, you know, in time I'll get there. I show y'all, do a garden tour and everything, and then um you know, yeah, we'll get to it. So I'm going to let me put my soil on top of um and when I put these in the soil, you can see the node it's pointing in a upward. Let me see. It's funny how you show things on the computer because it don't never show it just exactly like you trying to show it. But the nodes have a point on them, and you want to make sure the point is up. And all the time, I don't even plant them. I don't plant them where the node is. I've planted them laying it sideways before. Either way, it will grow. It will grow if you keep it moist enough, and you're gonna get you some roots on there. And your sugar cane will definitely start to prosper. So I'm gonna do it with the node pointing upwards and inward so that it don't press against the side of it when it do start to take off. And then I'm just gonna fill soil around the sides of them, and water. And from there, we gonna see what we gonna have. Spring is going to be absolutely beautiful. And just waiting on this Florida weather to do what it do. And we all gonna see what going on. Okay, so I kind of like overfilled this a little bit, and then I'm gonna take and I'm gonna water over the top of it. And I don't do anything real fancy. I'm actually covering the whole thing. You will see that the sugar cane will come up over the top regardless. So far I ended up getting 12 nodes from off of that one piece of sugar cane. So I will have 12 new sugar cane plants really soon. And you all, I ain't gonna remember to keep up and show y'all every single thing that come through. But if you ask me to show you, I will definitely show it to you. So you can see what's going on. I'm trying to move the camera back because I'm gonna move these that have been sitting in water for a minute. I'm gonna move them over to the next place because they ain't absorb water in the bottom of them, so they should be good for today. And I'm gonna go and get me a an aluminum pan, and I'm gonna put these bad babies in an aluminum pan. And yes, I said an aluminum pan. Um, is something that I already have here. I save aluminum pans after they've been used to do specifically what I'm doing out here. You know, if you have like a cookout or something like that, some people be throwing away the pans that only had like maybe some collard greens or some baked beans or something like that. You know, not the ones that's so hard to clean or whatever, but I'll clean them and keep them to do things in the garden with, because those long pans hold a lot of and you see my look, this little plant looking real sick right now, but by tomorrow it better be acting right. um you know, and usually after it gets some water in it or whatever, it gets it get back right. But I'm excited. My peppers are getting their true leaves. Second set of leaves. Okay, then what kind of peppers it is? You got the bell peppers or you got like jalapeno peppers? So okay, you see how much water I put into that? I filled it halfway. And then I take my next set of okra and sit them in there so they can absorb the water that's in there. Let them take their bath. And all of my okras that's like turning like a light green color. Um by the end of this week, I promise you they'll be a very, very green color, because they are now transferring from just the cocoa core to now they're transferring to chicken poop. And chicken poop has a lot of nitrogen in it, and okra plants absolutely love nitrogen. So when you know they getting fed nitrogen, they're gonna turn a real pretty green color. They gonna stand up really strong and they gonna jump. So you will see in the process that, you know, they'll do their thing. But this is my sugar cane. Yes, I filled the soil all the way up to the top and I covered them um with it. I'm gonna water them. Um See, as I pour the water on them, you can kind of see the top of the sugar cane, which it doesn't matter. That's just the sweet part of it, the part that you chew on or whatever. And we ain't really interested in that right there. We just interested in the plant that's gonna come out of it eventually. So um just keep your plant moist, and before long you will have you some sugar cane growing. And I will try and keep y'all up on that process. And again, I said, if I forget to show y'all this, like I won't forget the potatoes because I started those videos here on YouTube, and so I'm constantly checking them to make sure that when they show the first signs of them popping up, you all are going to get to see that. But if I forget to show like this other stuff or whatever, just ask me. I'll go and pull it out and show you all. But let me see what else I'm gonna say. I'm gonna take my other plants. I have some other ones that's still in. Oh no, I have some other ones that's still on the inside. That's still in this kind of tray. And look at this okra even growing. It ain't even down in the soil, but it's trying to grow. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna move it and put it down a little bit deeper than what it is. Hello. I hate when people call and just don't say anything at all. I think it's very ridiculous. Well, wait a minute. I just took the little okra from out of there, and then I don't even. Oh, okay. I just set it on. Okay, I'm gonna stick that little okra back down in that little hole that I just created, and I'm gonna push the soil around it and let it finish doing what it's gonna do, and it'll come on up from there. So, but I'm gonna spend the rest of my time transferring the other ones that I have into this one tray and possibly maybe I don't think I'm ready to start the other ones just yet because I wanted to stretch the season out so we have them for a lot longer. Um, so we'll just see how I'm gonna do it. Eventually, we gonna end up with a whole lot of okra. That's all I got to say. um, and I'm going to get ready to Hey TMB, how you doing this morning? Um, we back in the garden, okay, and enjoy the radio show last night. Oh, thank you for showing love to us last night. Thank you for supporting. Um, yeah, that was one of after you asked me for the interview, TMB, that was one of the interviews that I was waiting to do before I went on. So I got a couple of other ones lined up. So um, you know, anytime when you're ready, just let me know. I got is I ain't even thinking right now. It's like I'm into the garden, the garden stuff right now. So, but anyway, just keep me reminded. I try to keep them in order and not put one person in front of the other. So, how can I get in contact with you? Hit me up on Instagram. You can reach me on Instagram. Just go on there and click follow me, and I think after then you'll be able to and I'll follow back, and then we can talk that way. But I think all right, no problem. And that goes for anybody else, you're trying to get in contact with me for anything. You can always hit me up on Instagram. I get notifications and everything from there. Um and we can go from there. But I'm not going to keep this video going for too long. I never really try to come on here and go this long on a video, but you know, sometimes it work out like that. Um so we about at the 2 hour mark. So I listened in for a minute too last night. I just didn't log in. Yeah, that's just fine. You get it how you get it how you get it. Yep. There's a lot of people that's telling me this morning, and I don't actually know how it works because I've never. Um, Global is actually the one that introduced me to Spreaker. So I had up until that point, I had never heard of Spreaker before. So that was my first time going on there, and I don't actually know how it works. But there are people in there. You can chat inside of. You can ask questions from in the chat and everything, just kind of like you is here on YouTube. Only you don't see faces or anything like that. So it's just the radio. But I appreciate you all for listening in, and Mama Global now has it on her page here on YouTube. So if you know somebody that can use some encouragement or whatever from that video, share it with somebody, you know, because that's what we here to share our story and help other people that's in a position that they don't feel like they feel that they're ashamed of something like that happened to themselves, or whatever. There is no shame in a child not being able to protect itself. That's what they're supposed to have parents for, um, to protect them. So maybe there's somebody that didn't feel protected like they should have been and they're faulting themselves. You know somebody like that, share the video with them and let them know it's okay. It's okay. It's not your fault. Um but yeah, I'm going to get ready to end this video. And I may or may not be back later on tonight, but I absolutely enjoyed this live, enjoyed talking to you all, and hopefully I've taught you all something. And then one more thing. If you are not growing anything, and when I tell you shortages are coming, have you seen some people's videos and stuff that's on here? Have you seen what the grocery stores and stuff are already starting to look like? There's already places that are showing that it has shortages in those places already. So if you remember what it was like for you to go to the grocery store during C-19, if you can just remember what that was like, having a hard time finding toilet paper, um, and all of these different necessities that we have, um, finding the foods that you want. The best way you can get that stuff and know that you're going to have it, grow your own stuff. If you need to, try to get you some extra things when you go to the store. They have the seeds and everything out there on lock because of these wars and stuff that are going on. So understand that it's not getting any better anytime soon. We can pray and hope for the best, but we can see what's going on. Um, I wouldn't say get yourself consumed in it because I try not to consume myself with things that I can't do nothing about. Um, as a matter of fact, I don't watch a whole bunch of the news. I watch enough YouTube videos to hear from the people's mouth is what's happening around the world, and not go based off of what my local news is telling me. Because if you realize your local news will lie to you in a heartbeat, ain't no truth in them. They'll give you bits and pieces of what the truth could be. But the best way to know that you're gonna have for you and your family is for you to do it yourself and not have to depend on what you can possibly go to the store and get. So, and then to try and get your neighbors and things in on what it is that that you're doing, growing, and all of that kind of stuff. Because then when you grow things and they're growing things too, maybe I don't always grow stuff that I eat or my family eat or whatever, but there's things that I absolutely grow, and there's animals that we have that we don't really eat that stuff, but you can barter and you can do other things with things. There's more things that you can do, because you do realize we going back to the old days when it ain't gonna be no whole bunch of transferring of money from hand to hand. It's gonna be more so about what you got that you can give me for what it is that you want. It's bartering with people. We gonna end up going back to those times. Everyone have a wonderful rest of the week. You too, Growing with Hudson. Thank you for coming through as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, you better get a couple hens, some tomato seeds, and okras. Grow your own, save your own seeds. Amen to that, Victoria. And with that being said, we're gonna get ready to close out. Like I said, if you ain't growing no food, get you some food over here with us, where we are the high class gardeners. And the only thing that means is with us high class gardeners is we don't play with no bugs, no worms, and no none of that funny stuff spraying on your plants and everything. But we believe in growing some food and being able to feed our family. If you ain't growing none, you better get into it, honey. But until next time, this has been Life with Tashana over here, where they just call me Shauna, or either chicken poo. Hey. But until next time, y'all, see y'all later and thank you for joining me. Till next time.